Happy Roast Leg of Lamb Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. There you go. You're welcome. If you are on YouTube, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening through the radio on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you asked your smart speaker to help you fall asleep, use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the text line. Use the chat. Share your thoughts. Ask questions. Solicit advice. Or answer me this, dear listeners. Are you planning to leave money to your children? Or do you think it'll make them weak? Casey, do you think your trust fund stunted your personal growth?
I don't think I got one.
You didn't get one?
I don't think I got one.
Well, I guess who else isn't getting one? Apparently Sting, the great musician, said that he has no intention of leaving any of his millions of dollars to his children.
That sounds like something Sting would do.
Totally. Said it would make him soft. He said that they're his kids and they're going to be hard workers and figure out how to make it on their own. He has an estimated $550 million fortune and 6 kids.
Is his will in a message in a bottle?
I'm confident that it is. That's right. It's very good. The kids, no reason to count every breath he takes because even when he dies, nothing coming their way. Really?
I really
Really?
I ain't got many Sting songs off the top of my head. I couldn't find an Englishman in New York punchline too quick.
Yeah, the funny thing was I actually looked at the list because I was like, when was the last time Sting did anything? He's actually been really busy. Like, he had an album he put out in 2018, was the most recent, but he's done TV, and he's more accomplished than I think when I think of Sting.
One of Sting's,
$550 million. Did you have that as his net worth?
Yes, because his instrumental for, I believe, I can't remember what the name of his song is, but an instrumental that was used on a #1 song, Juice WRLD's Lucid Dreams, he then sued Juice WRLD for a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I think, well, that's one of the things. Be protective of your intellectual property and go out and get all the money that you can. But, like, my shock was how much music he has put out, like, recently. And I was like, fairly recently. I mean, the guy, when were the Police popular? 70s, 80s? I know it was the 80s.
Yeah, late 80s.
I don't know when they started. No, it was earlier than that. He was solo by the early 80s.
I guess I only really think of him as a solo artist.
Yeah, but even isn't Message in the Bottle? That's a Police
song. Police.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So there you go. You think of him as Sting, but really, like, my wheelhouse for Sting knowledge goes way back then. But it's just stuff that you've heard over and over again. But I can't ever think of anybody that I ever know like, oh, here's his new Sting album. It's pretty good. So
yeah, I don't think I've any new Sting stuff. I know he did NPR's Tiny Desk a few years ago with Shaggy.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's about it.
See, the thing that I wonder about this idea, that if you are very wealthy, and like, oh, I'm not going to give anything to my kids. Didn't they grow up, like, in Sting's house? Don't they have all the connections of being Sting's kids? Like, they already have the advantage. Just leave. I don't know what you're going to do with the money, but don't tell me what you're not going to do with the money. So if you're not going to give it to your kids, who gets that money? That's what I want to know. Are you going to give it to charity? You can do something good with it. You know, I don't want to know what you're not doing. Your kids have an advantage because they're your kids. The idea that you're going to try to replicate your childhood so that they can learn the same lessons that you learned, I don't buy any of that. So tell me what it is you're going to do.
You know, there's an easy answer on who gets all the money.
Who's that?
Roxanne.
Ah, damn it. Good work. That's very good work. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play Take Your Pick at 2:30. The reason I tell you this now is that you can go on to @FanHappyHour. You can go to my personal Facebook page. You can go to any of the socials on the Fan, and you should be able to find a link to Take Your Pick. You can play right along with us at 2:30. You can play right now. What we're doing is we're picking all the weekend series for Major League Baseball. You win, you'll get invited onto the show. I'm very disappointed that Johnny B. Bad who won last week, has a meeting at 2:30. He said he cannot make it. Very disappointed. One of my favorite people. Won't be here. I mean, I'll still get to see him because he works here in the office, but he won't be on the show. I know. I'm with you. We had him on the show when he won during football season. Confident that he'll probably win again because, let's be honest, the competition the listeners have been putting in has been pretty terrible. I mean, Justin joined us last week. He's good. Everybody else that's playing, everybody that's listening right now and is too afraid to play, you're weak. Be better. That's all I'm asking for. Is that fair?
It's very fair.
Can I ask one other thing of the dear listeners that are listening right now that I just insulted?
And what is that?
June 23rd, Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms. You should probably play in that. Foursomes are on sale now. You can choose between the morning or the afternoon round. You know what? I don't think I've mentioned this before. You can do both. There's only a couple left, so do it fast. It's the most fun day of golf. Activations, tastings around the course. The infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th. All the fan hosts are going to be there. It's Dirt and Sprague, Danny and Patrick, myself, Isaac and Suk. We're all going to be posted up so we can see how well or poorly you hit your little 104-yard club. So whatever that is. You're hitting a 60, a 54. You're going to go full pitching wedge and choke up. I don't know what you're going to do, but we're going to make fun of it unless it's awesome. Then we're going to make fun of ourselves. And we'll probably do both at the same time. Head to 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic link. Get more information. Sign up today. The Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota. We also can't do it without the other partners, Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson & Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Mastro Dobel Tequila, Your Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, A Legal Mezcal, and Window Nation. Have you seen the updates on what's going on in Seattle? I was intrigued. We talked about this last week. There was rumors that Zuckerberg and somebody else was going to buy the Seahawks.
Was it Bezos?
I think it might have been Bezos. Either way, those were debunked very quickly. Some, sports wannabes at Front Office Sports put out those stories. They immediately contacted the guys that they listed.
Tim Cook.
And yeah, Tim Cook from Apple. Either way, as soon as that story came out, somebody went, hey, Tim, you going to do that? And he's like, nah. So those were debunked very quickly. We actually have names today, though, that possibly could be buying the Seahawks. Before I mention that, the other one that people are curious about, there has not been an official bid made for the Supersonics to come back. Since I saw both little bits of news, I'll just kind of update you on what's going on. So, we talked about this a few months ago, maybe. Samantha Holloway and her group that owns the Kraken and owns the building created a new business called One Roof Sports and Entertainment, which basically is, hey, we're going to move from just being the Kraken owners to be the owner of Climate Pledge Arena. Well, apparently what she did today was contacted JP Morgan Chase and said, hey, we start getting the financials put in here. So if she ends up, for some reason, being outbid by anybody, what she's done is created the ownership group of the arena. So whoever else tries to buy the Sonics will have to be a tenant in her building. So basically what she's done is just, this is a basketball term. She's a hockey gal. She's boxing everybody else out. So we're not expecting a lot of other people, and when I say we, I mean the general people that are paying any attention to this. I'm excited for the Sonics to come back. I will still root for the Blazers. We don't have any I-5 rivalries. So just as a Northwest sports fan, better to have the I-5 series here in the Northwest. I'm pumped about it. She's basically saying, I'm going to make it really hard for anybody else. They're going through the process. I would expect all of the bids to come in that are going to come in from elsewhere to go to the Vegas team. Because that one, honestly, if you're outside of Seattle, probably more attractive to be part of the Vegas team anyways.
Yep.
There's just a lot more going on there. They're going to probably build new arenas every 15 years like they do with the casinos. Just tear it down and build a new one. And that's going to be the place to be long-term anyways. So why even bother? Samantha Holloway doing a good job with that. The two names that have come up, technically three names. It is the new owners of your Boston Celtics have jumped in. Aditya Mittal and Wick Grossbeck. They have put together a group together, and they are looking at purchasing the Seattle Seahawks. The other name that came in is the guy from Sun Microsystems. Microsystems. That's what it is. His name is Vinod Khosla. So those are the two names, and those have been reported by Spotrac. I think it's Spotrac or Sportrac. I don't know, whatever it is. And those seem to be legitimate investments that are coming in. So it's going to be out-of-town owners for your Seattle Seahawks. Grossbeck said that he will live at least part-time in Seattle if they end up making that. His partner is actually an Indian steel magnate, so he's probably not going to be moving to Seattle anytime. But having somebody that's already connected to the Celtics, there you've got some sport ownership, and then you've got somebody that is part of Silicon Valley, which, let's be honest, what's Silicon Valley North? Seattle. So that's the update on what's going on there. Let's do some, in case you missed it. In case you missed it, FIFA president Gianni Infantino, am I saying that right? Doesn't matter. Outrageously defended high World Cup ticket prices by falsely claiming fans can't even get into U.S. college games for under $300. He's talking about U.S. college soccer. No joke. I looked this up. University of Portland, a school that actually cares about soccer. Their men's team went to the Elite Eight in 2025. The highest priced ticket on their website, $205. That's for a reserve seat for the entire season to both men's and women's team. This is not season tickets to University of Portland cost you $205. I got into a game last season showing up with 2 cans of cream corn and flashed a little leg. That's all it cost me to get in. You show up to a Pilots game with $300, you're playing goalie. Like, it's like,
the tone deafness is crazy.
We talked about this yesterday. This is going to be a disaster. Speaking of disasters, in case you missed it, with LIV Golf facing a murky future due to losing the Saudi backing, Bryson DeChambeau revealed his plan is to pivot heavily into YouTube content creation if the league folds. Not to be outdone, Phil Mickelson just launches OnlyFans. It's exactly what you expect to be. It's a bunch of slow-mo, high-def footage of his calf muscles while he whispers parlay tips into a burner phone. It's really, really good.
Do a mashup with DeChambeau, call it Hefty and Lefty.
Oh, that's not bad. Well, what Bryson's doing is he's going to give you free videos on how to do the flop shot. Phil's going to be charging $20 to watch him hit range balls and flip-flops while he turns in his gambling buddy to the FBI to keep himself out of the clink. I don't know that they'll pair perfectly, but I like the idea of it. Not the worst idea. In case you missed it, we have a new Deflategate update. A TMZ report revealed that the Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and former reporter Diana Rossini privately rented a boat together in 2021, deepening their ongoing scandal. The revelation contradicts earlier denials of an intimate relationship, especially since Rossini was pregnant at the time of the boat rental. The story says that Rossini was pregnant with her husband's child. Really? She named her kid Mike. Reports say that the baby was named after Rossini's brother, but has anybody checked this kid's DNA or how many times a 5-year-old can do reps of 225? Have we checked either of those? Now, if this is me and I'm a pregnant woman, I don't care how charming the guy I'm cheating on my husband with is, there's no way I'm getting on a boat with him. That is a... But, you have to admit, boat is a pretty good cover for an affair because nobody asks any questions if you return the boat and it's sticky and smells like yellowfin. Am I right? They just hose the thing down and get back to their day. It might look bad, but don't worry, everybody. Drake May knows that, quote, Mike Vrabel is a great human being, so this will not be a distraction in the fall. I'm not sure the organization that brought us Spygate, Deflategate, Orchids of Asia, and Aaron Hernandez have their great human tester correctly calibrated, but hey, the team says he's great, so why not? But I will agree this probably will not be a distraction. If being married doesn't distract you from destination vacations with another woman, why would being a scumbag stop you from trying to defend the tush push? I think we're safe. Don't worry, Patriots fans. Just another little bump in the road on the way to the Lombardi. In case you missed it, Milwaukee Bucks co-owner Jimmy Haslam has stated that the franchise needs clarity on Giannis Antetokounmpo's future before the NBA draft so they can plan accordingly. Sounds like a good idea, but the draft is coming up quick. And as we discussed yesterday, you need to account for all three Antetokounmpo brothers before June 23rd. The big question is there a team out there with enough cap space and patience to take on not only Giannis, but also thorium and aluminum Antetokounmpo on a single roster? And what will that do to team chemistry? Anybody? No? Anyways, we move on. Very stupid joke. I like it, though. In case you missed it, Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud has adopted a strict no-sugar, water-only diet in a bid to prove his dedication and secure a long-term contract extension. I get it. He wants to be in the best shape possible to maximize his chances at greatness. One question, though. Why does all the sugar in junk food that he's not eating have to be eaten by Russell Wilson? Why is there some sort of collective quota for how much combined crap all the quarterbacks that careers are in tailspins have to consume? If Geno Smith cuts out dairy today, does that mean that Aaron Rodgers needs to start sneaking Oikos 000 yogurts out of the Steelers' break room fridge? Is that... a lot packed into that stupid punchline. And finally, in case you missed it last night, Pete Crow Armstrong hit a miraculous 2-run home run on a pitch way outside of the strike zone, leading to the Cubs' third consecutive walk-off win against the Reds. But this morning, Cubs pitcher Matthew Boyd tore his meniscus while playing with his children, and after surgery, he will miss at least a month. So my question, does that count as an end to the Cubs walk-off streak? Is that can't walk off the toddler mat? Does that end the thing? All right, thanks to our studio audience. Hey, at 2:30, we're going to play the fun game of Take Your Pick. Go on to the internet, go to X and find @FanHappyHour. Find the link, play along with us. It will be a blast. But right now, we need to get to results from the Mariners and Braves series. We need to take a look at what's going on with bunting across baseball, and we'll take a look at what's going on in the NBA playoffs. And yes, I'm sorry, there will not be a Triple Crown winner. All that and more in the Daily Buzz. We do it next on Happy Hour. This is 105.1 The Fan. Well, we had a nice little outing from Bryan Woo during the show yesterday, and the Mariners were able to finish off with a 3-1 series-clinching win over the Atlanta Braves. The Braves had not lost a series all year coming into that, which I did not realize until after the Mariners finally get a win. Woo pitched 6 scoreless, 1 hit, matched a season high with 9 strikeouts. It was fantastic to see the Mariners bounce back from such a miserable loss over the weekend and getting swept by the Kansas City Royals. But I think this just shows that the Mariners can play with anybody, but if they don't play consistent, they can also lose to anybody. That's kind of how you get to 500 in baseball, and they're a couple games below. But a nice little bounce back. They are dealing with a handful of injuries. Bryce Miller should be set to come back very shortly. Brendan Donovan doing pretty well with his rehab assignment, and it looks like Victor Robles is making solid progress as well. Your bullpen's beat up. You lost Gabe Spires during this series. Matt Brash is out, among others. But there are some arms that are looking pretty good. Jose Ferrer, your big offseason acquisition. Get a reliever from the Royals, add to your, or not the Royals, the Nationals, and you add to your bullpen with another left-handed arm. He actually acted as your closer yesterday since Andres Munoz has not looked exceptional so far. So nice to see a guy coming in, wanting to take the ball in big moments and succeeding. The other thing that I will mention about your Seattle Mariners, Colt Emerson starting to look a little bit better. So Colt Emerson, of course, is your shortstop prospect that you've already paid $95 million for the next 8 seasons. Had a little wrist injury that he was dealing with at AAA, and then when he came back, had a pretty bad 10-game stretch, hitting 171 before the wrist injury to begin with. Well, over the last 10 games since he's been back, he has been looking really good. He's raised his batting average up to 241, which is pretty nice. Had a 3-hit game last night with a home run, and starting to look like the kid might be starting to make that argument that, hey, it might be time to call him up at some point soon. So certainly something to keep an eye on.
The Buzz.
All right, what else do we have in, well, let's skip Major League Baseball. I was going to do some Major League Baseball, but we've got Take Your Pick next. We're going to talk about weekend series. We'll do that. The New York Knicks may be without their forward OG Anunoby. He's officially day-to-day right now with a right hamstring after an early exit in Game 2 and the win against the Sixers. Sixers teammates not terribly happy with playoff P. I don't know if you saw his airball 3-point attempt at the end of the game, but Isaiah Grimes went over and was in his face yelling at him. Is there a better self-given nickname that constantly haunts anybody in the history of sports like playoff P? First of all, I know the P stands for Paul. Why not say playoff Paul? Because the P gives us a whole lot of ideas.
Well, playoff Paul has another connotation.
Tell me what that has.
Well, I believe Chris Paul is a part of the largest deficit in playoff history when he played for the New Orleans Hornets.
Yeah, but I try not to associate. I don't think of Chris Paul as a Paul.
But he's also just a known choker in the playoffs, too.
There is no question about that, but you know who's really reliable anytime you need him? Cliff Paul. So I don't try not to make too many jokes about that. But playoff P is a self-given nickname that Paul George gave to himself, and then he constantly crumbles in the postseason. But the biggest argument of the night was his own teammate coming over after he threw up a garbage 3 at the end. That's tough for the Pistons. So that you have no Joel Embiid, and then you go out there and you get absolutely annihilated in game 1. So then you go out shorthanded, and you're close at the end of the game, and you're throwing up garbage shots like that. That is an opportunity that you have to take advantage of. I was talking with Mr. Danny Morang earlier today. The Spurs, and he's, Spurs covered easiest, whatever, his take on it was. I was like, yeah, but the nice thing that Minnesota did that the 76ers were not able to do, even though the timelines were a little bit reversed, if you're the underdog in one of these series and you're playing a close game, you have to figure out a way to finish it. And that's what the Minnesota Timberwolves did. I know they got annihilated last night. They got absolutely run out of the gym. It's not their gym. And they were going back home with home court advantage. And I don't know if you remember, but the environment in Minnesota was very, very kind to the Timberwolves, and it was a lot tougher to play when you went to Denver.
Well,
so you go home.
I mean, if you remember, it was Minnesota that hyped up one of the greatest play-in rounds of all time.
I'm saying.
Again, Pat Beverly jumped up on the scorer's table after they won the play-in round.
Yeah, but this team has responded well to that crowd. So, listen, did you get boat raced last night? Yeah, you did. Did you lose to a team that won 62 games? Yeah, you did. But I don't think of playoff games as just one-offs. And what I told Danny was, would you rather lose like that or lose in double overtime? Because how many times does that cost you 2 games where you put in all your effort, you run all your guys into the ground.
Guys playing 50 minutes.
And then you fail to win. Dude, that game was over at halftime. So what do? Let's rest up. Let's rest up, boys, and let's get ready for the next one. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see what that is. The exciting news in sports today, I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get to this. Free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers is expected to return to Pittsburgh. I cannot wait for this. I mean, some people are excited about the Drew Aller experiment to start. Some people think that Will Howard is the right guy. I haven't seen somebody excited about Mason Rudolph, but put all that to bed because everybody got what their heart really desired. And that is Aaron Rodgers back. I mean, I could go on for 35 minutes on this, Casey.
No, thank you. I went over it on the firm. Jacoby Brissett was a better statistical quarterback than Aaron Rodgers was last year.
Oh, don't give me that. Aaron Rodgers is do you remember the magic between him and Mike McCarthy? Can you recall how great they were? 2 MVPs, a Super Bowl championship.
Again, if you can't beat him, join him has never been my go-to phrase. And if you can't beat him, join him is exactly what Pittsburgh did. And I'm beside myself right now.
Yeah, well, the NBA voted their anonymous poll, voted their most overrated player. I mean, it's Şengün for the Rockets. Is Aaron Rodgers the most overrated?
No, because he's got MVPs.
No, but in his current state, I mean, come on.
No, because again, there's guys like Kirk Cousins who still...
And he's won. So there you go. See? I got you to say something nice about Aaron Rodgers.
I have a breakdown. Aaron Rodgers, again, the entire 18-game season, I have it broken down.
Yeah, please.
5 games, the Steelers won because of Aaron. 6 games, the Steelers lost because of Aaron.
That's
5
worse.
games, the Steelers won not because of Aaron.
It would be despite Aaron.
And 3 games, they lost despite Aaron.
Well, yeah. So he played well, and they still lost. So, yeah. You get more of the same. More of this. I'm so fired up.
Yay.
I am so fired up for this football season. Are you hoping that he has a season like he did his first year with the Jets?
Again, all I said was AFC North over 32 wins.
Yeah.
That was our sandwich bet?
Oh, yeah.
So 32 wins. AFC North, you hear me? Give me those 30. Give me the 32.
You need everybody else to go. Wait till you have Diego Pavia and Joe Flacco
Cleveland,
starting.
This is for you.
Forget Cleveland. Wait till Cincinnati loses Joe Burrow and Baltimore has their Diego Pavia
starting.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. There will be no Triple Crown winner because Golden Tempo has pulled out of the Preakness. I'm sorry to say that. What I did not know, do you know that Golden Tempo was trained by the first ever woman to train a Derby horse.
I did hear that.
There you go. That's all I got for you. Let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we're missing.
This sports update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the fan, the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments are expanding to 76 teams. The NCAA announced Thursday it is the first time that the men's tournament has expanded since 2011, and the first time the women's tournament has expanded since 2022.
Isn't it funny how people are like such traditionalists? They're like, it's always been like this. 2011. Like, shut up.
Do you remember the change?
Like, shut up. Yeah. Like, give me a break. And I just love that they're still calling it the first four. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. And I think we made fun of it last week plenty, but it's so dumb.
The expansion from 68 teams to 76 marks the men's tournament's largest increase since it moved to 64 teams in 85. And with the increase to 76, the first four doubleheaders on back-to-back days in Dayton will now be replaced by a 12-game opening round. Thoughts?
Who cares? I mean, it's just such a silly thing that you need to do this because the big conferences which control college football or college sports, because there is no actual leadership in college sports, basically just get whatever they want. They're already running college football, and they're like, we want to expand so all our teams get in there and can split the playoff money. It's just a money grab by the major conferences, and until you have some actual leadership in college sports, just leave me alone.
Again,
I don't care.
I think the biggest issue that everyone always had was seeding and how teams were seeded. And so,
the problem was when they went to these super conferences, there's still as many of these tiny little conferences. So the automatic bids put so many teams in, and these major conferences are like, well, if we keep adding more conferences and realigning, there's not enough for us. Just like maybe win your conference, but they don't want their 500 team in the middle to be left out of the tournament because they know that they can beat whoever, the Florida Gulf Coast or whoever of the worlds, and then they're just going to go in there, and then there's going to be a big upset because, oh my gosh, did you see that Kansas lost? Yeah, they're 500 during the season, and they just made it in as the 15th Big 12 team. Who cares?
And for more sports scores and stories in 60 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football.
Kids, go on to X, go to @FanHappyHour, pull up the Take Your Pick form, and play along with us. We are picking the weekend series in Major League Baseball. We're doing it all season. I put up the standings this week. There's some people doing pretty well. You're a little ahead of me, Casey, right now, but you did skip a couple weeks. You need to make sure you hit submit on the form. Don't screw this up. I don't think you played last week.
I did. I promise you I did.
No, but,
I have the.
but I don't have a record of it.
I know.
Okay, so you didn't. You probably went through the exercise and then failed. But hey, let's start things off. We've got some games being played today. The division matchups are always fun for me because it's kind of something you look at. The Red Sox have been terrible. The Rays have been pretty good. I don't know if you know this, but there's kind of a resurgence of the bunt. And nobody has more sacrifice bunts in baseball than the Tampa Bay Rays. Catch the fever. I mean, it's a pretty sound strategy. I know that analytics and Moneyball said the bunt was pretty much worthless, but if you've got guys throwing it 100 miles an hour at you and you can get yourself on base or move guys across, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard of.
Tough to play third base in the MLB.
Amen to that. When the options are a bunt or a
115 back at you.
Jeez. There was one, I don't know if it was in the Braves or the Royals series, but I think it was Julio that shot a 109-mile-an-hour rocket down the third baseline. Oh, and it ended up going off the bare hand of the third baseman instead of just a whole lot of no thanks on a 110-mile-an-hour rocket over there. That's what they call it, the hot corner, though, I guess. So that's what you get. I'm going to take Tampa Bay. Who do you like in the series? I just don't trust. 4-game series.
I'm taking the split.
I knew you would. I knew that you would. Are you going to do the same thing with the Cardinals and the Padres? Now, here's a wild thing. The National League, even though it feels like the Braves are running away with everything, they're really not. They're running away with their division. Everybody in the National League Central is above 500 right now. The entire set of teams. You've got a 6-game difference between the Cubs and the Reds, but the Reds are still 2 games above 500. Padres are only a half game back of the Dodgers, but they're only a game ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals. That screams split to me. Are you thinking the same thing?
I'm thinking the same.
Thinking the same. I mentioned that the Reds are in last place in their division. The Houston Astros tied for last place in their division. You want to put any faith in the Houston Astros? And they just lost Carlos Correa this week. They do not look good on the mound. They have Yordan Alvarez, who's like one of the baddest dudes around, but I'm going to go Reds.
Yeah, that lineup is real beaten down. I'm going Cincy.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Philly. The Phillies have at least played better recently, but they are still not a good team. They're inching their way back to 500. Don't trust the Rockies, so I'll take the Phillies, but I almost don't even want to mention that series. I'm kind of sorry that I did.
Yeah, that's one where I'm okay if I miss that one. I'll take the Phillies, though.
Well, I'm going to hope the Baltimore Orioles do a little bit better against the Athletics than they did against the Yankees. They have to be embarrassed. They're playing against a team that plays in a minor league ballpark. They're hosting them, so they're not playing in the minor league ballpark. But I also need the A's to lose. So let's go.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Yankee Stadium as the minor league ballpark. I was about to get offended.
No.
I really think a bounce back for Baltimore here.
Okay, yeah. They need it. They're middle of the road in that division, but Toronto's been terrible. Boston has been terrible. Tampa Bay is good. The Yankees, real good. Plus 81 in run differential. Plus 81. That is pretty significant. Braves plus 79. Dodgers plus 77. The funny one is the Brewers, who are sitting in the middle of that division, are plus 46. So the baseball is so weird this year to start. There are only 4 teams in the American League that have a plus run differential. Yankees at 81, Rays at 15, Tigers at plus 6, and the Seattle Mariners at plus 4. That is it in the American League. That's kind of gross. There are 3.
That's not great.
There are 3 in the National League Central. There are 4 in the American League. It's bananas. I'm going to skip over Marlins and Nationals. Do whatever you want with that thing. And I'm not sure what to make of the American League Central either, but I think the Twins are bad. So I'll say that the Guardians win that series. Yankees, White Sox. I know I dismissed the Angels.
Yankees, White Sox.
I'm sorry, Mariners. I'm looking at Yankees, Brewers, and Mariners, White Sox. Mariners, White Sox. I want to talk about the White Sox. And I don't know why I want to talk about the White Sox. They're one of the teams that is leading the league in bunts, not sacrifice bunts, but they're right up there with bunting, which is delightful. Did you see what they did with the Angels? They combined for 3 separate hit by pitches while the bases were loaded in a single game. They went back 70 years to see if anybody had ever had 3 hit by pitch walk-in runs in the same game, and they did not find any. I think somewhere there is a nerd working for some analytics company that is still digging through to see if he can find more. They beamed in 3 runs combined in the same game. Mariners, I know I had a lot of faith in you to beat the Royals last weekend, and it felt like you're at home. You're coming back from a 5-win road trip in 6 games. You're looking good. We're at 500 to end the month of April. Don't lose to the White Sox.
Munetaka Murakami.
Shut up.
Murakami time. Let it fly.
The White Sox are better than they were expected to be, but they're still 3 games below 500. I mean, they are a half game better than the Royals, who you shouldn't have lost to. And the only reason the Royals are that close is because you let them sweep you. Do not do that.
If my Murakami jersey comes in the mail, I'll wear it on Monday.
How much confidence do you have? You're getting a Murakami jersey.
I have to. I really
You
have
do
to.
not have to, but I do like that you're doing that. You're going to wear your Yankees hat and your Murakami jersey.
Yeah, I think I'll have to change up the days, but
You always wear a Yankees hat. When have I seen you not wearing a Yankees hat?
it's very true. I think I need more hats. I think I need a Beavers logo hat.
There you go.
Just in
oh,
case.
yeah. That seems like a decent idea, though. They have I don't love their hats. The full OSU across the hat. Like, we know who you are. Just baseball's a single letter or a mashup of letters stacked on top of each other, but we don't write out 3 consecutive. They have to interlock or something. You're doing it wrong. Just say. Like, go Beavs.
I got lots of problems with
Go
that.
Beavs, but I don't love the hat. My apologies a moment ago. Yankees are at the Brewers, one of those teams in the National League Central with a plus run differential. They are plus 46. The Brewers have been sneakily one of the best teams in baseball if you look at the last decade.
Pat Murphy.
Pocket pancakes, let's go. They have been really, really good at baseball for a very long time. Listen, they're not great in the postseason. I get that. But do you have ultimate faith that your Yankees will continue to steamroll teams, or is this going to be a tough bump in the road?
If Aaron Judge can keep Murakamiing it, as I say, and then Cody Bellinger does Cody Bellinger things, I'm ready for it.
The number 1 bunting team in the National League? Brewers.
I did watch them win a game against the Cardinals, doing a whole lot of small ball.
Hey, listen, it's the reflex in baseball, and there's these trends kind of go. They were almost done retiring it. The one I'm waiting for to come back, and I've brought it up multiple times. We get some knuckleballs out there. That's really what I want to see. I'm going to pay no attention to what games do I actually care about here. You know what? I have to skip all the way down. It's the Braves and it's the Dodgers. That's the series that's going to be great. Do you know how many times this season the Braves have lost a series?
1.
Thank you. It's all that they've done. The Dodgers are where they're supposed to be. The Braves, not necessarily so. This is in Los Angeles. If there is a must-watch series this weekend, I think this is probably it. I mean, the Dodgers... The Dodgers and Pajas out in center field, ripping people off. He hit 3 bombs yesterday? Like,
yep.
They are getting contributions from all over the place. Ohtani, I mentioned he gave up his first 2 home runs of the season, yesterday, the day before? That puts his ERA up to 0.97. Like, it's just, they have an embarrassment of riches, but then they have their young guys. Yes. It's a ridiculous thing. So I am excited for this one. I don't think we'll have Ronald Acuna Jr. back, but there are a lot of guys. Matt Olson was really good against the Mariners. That was a nice win for the Mariners, but it was not an easy win. So it's not like the Braves are taking a step back. The Mariners have all the talent. They just haven't been able to put it together. They finally put it together against a good team, which was nice to see. But I take nothing away. That was not a easy series. There was a lot of clinching before we were clinching in that series. So that's what I will say.
I want to take Ohtani in this one, but part of me says Matt Olson is on a roll right now, and I should ride with Atlanta.
He is red hot. So that's what we've got. Hey, if you don't think you can win, you can still play. But if you're afraid to play, take your pick. I've got something else you can win right now. How about a pair of tickets to Trevor Noah on July 22nd at the Hayden Homes Amphitheater in Bend? Here's what you got to do. Text the word Trevor, Trevor, to 503-864-6326. That's a fan text line. That's how you enter to win your pair of tickets to Trevor Noah on July 22nd, 2026 at the Hayden Homes Amphitheater in Bend, Oregon. Head to 1051thefan.com for complete details. We need to get to one more for the road. This one, it's a little sad. What happens when the Humane Society attacks? That is our one more for the road. We do it next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
If you missed anything from this show, yesterday's show, tomorrow's show, just get the podcast. It's very easy. Go to 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. Just ask the internet to give you the podcast. It's very simple to do, so just do it. Okay? Casey, what are people saying on the fan text line and the YouTube chats that we need to address?
I think they loved your yellowfin comment.
Oh, did they? That's fantastic. Listen, we try to make sure that we bring you the latest and greatest updates on what's going on with Flightgate. It's our responsibility as people. That's one of the jokes that I actually workshop today. I don't normally share them. I don't never share them with you because I need your genuine reaction. But that was one I was like, is this the right? We talked about, all the different possibilities. Because originally fish, and I'm like, nah, that's not. And then we went tuna, and then I was like, no, you got to go specific. So then yellow. Somebody suggested that we go chum, but I didn't think that was right either. So we settled on yellowfin. The bluefin, a little fattier tuna, but a little bit more rare, I think, a little more expensive when you go out to get it. Talked about sashimi. There was a lot of different options, so I'm glad that yellowfin
The more you
landed.
explain it, the better it gets.
Well, listen, I think we're far enough removed from it that, you can at least unveil some of the process. We don't just go with the first thing that pops in our head. We have to explore the space, figure it out. There's a whole ocean full of fish out there. This one is brutal, and I apologize in advance. Tacoma City Marathon Association is rather upset with the Humane Society that brought out a dog wearing a vest that said "Adopt Me" on it, and then proceeded to attack another dog at the event and killing it. Can you imagine being an onlooker at the event, and here's a dog wearing an "Adopt Me" vest standing over the corpse of a dog that someone brought to the event? I apologize. I know it's dark. That to me is insane. I wanted to share it with you so you can figure out how to re-scramble your brain back together, just because I need people to join me on this journey. I'm happy to support you if you need it. Feel free to give me a call if it screwed you up as much as it did me. Thank you to Casey Smith. Thank you for everybody that plays along with the Take Your Pick. Thank you to everybody that listened. Thank you, Jake Suchman. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done. For now, bye-bye.
Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it. It's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright side of death.
Hey, it's Suk, and guys,